facing the police every single day.
Summary of incident. On July 15, 2018, CDFC John Mackey, hereinafter referred to as Mackey, was working at the Charlotte County Jail as a corrections officer, when he was observed on video surveillance going into a secured area where commissary is stored. He went into a room not observable by camera and, after a brief time, exited. He proceeded to the housing unit where he was assigned and was observed pulling items out of his uniform and placing them in his desk drawer. Lieutenant Ryan Barber, hereinafter referred to as Lieutenant Barber, witnessed the incident on video surveillance, and took immediate action. Mackey was confronted about his actions and he admitted to taking the items consisting of 3 M&M packages and a Mounds bar. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office does not own the commissary items as they are supplied by Aramark, an outside vendor. The items were recovered. Lieutenant Barber intended on counseling Mackey about the incident on their next workday, but on July 16, 2018, command staff requested a further investigation into the incident. Based on the actions observed, Mackey was suspected of committing petty theft and the investigation of such was assigned to the Major Crimes Unit. Corporal Dustin Pale, hereinafter referred to as Corporal Pale, of the Major Crimes Unit, conducted the criminal investigation. On July 18, 2018, Mackey was placed on administrative leave with pay, but advised he was going to resign. On July 19, 2018, Mackey completed the resignation paperwork with Human Resources. I was assigned to conduct an internal affairs investigation into the incident. Notification of internal investigation. On July 19, 2018, CDFC John Mackey went to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office headquarters to turn in resignation paperwork. During this time, he was provided notification of the internal affairs investigation. Mackey was advised the investigation would pertain to violation of policy and procedures, specifically violation of law. Mackey was provided with a confidentiality of internal investigations form, which he signed and indicated he understood. He was also provided with a copy of the Officer Bill of Rights while he is under investigation. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office General Order. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office Operations Manual General Order GO 3.50. Correspondence. G.O.3.50 F.4.C.1, Violation of law. Members of the office will adhere to all federal, state, local laws and ordinances, including but not limited to traffic violations. Memorandum from Lieutenant Barber. Lieutenant Barber completed an inter-office memorandum to Captain Norman Wilson regarding the incident. He advised on July 15, 2018, he was in the control room with Sergeant William Harden, hereinafter referred to as SGT. Harden, and G4S employee, Samantha Bailey, hereinafter referred to as Bailey. Bailey notified Lieutenant Barber that Mackey was observed on video surveillance going into the secured commissary area alone, which was odd. Lieutenant Barber witnessed Mackey enter a room out of the camera's view and then walk out after a brief period. Once Mackey was back in his assigned housing unit, he was observed removing items from his uniform shirt and placing them in his desk drawer. Lieutenant Barber relayed the information to Corporal Austin Kelly, hereinafter referred to as Corporal Kelly, and advised him to handle the incident with Sergeant Harden. A short while later, SGT Hardin provided Lieutenant Barber with 3 packages of M&Ms and amounts. Barr, advising it was recovered from Mackey, who admitted to taking the items. No further action was taken against Mackey at that time. Lieutenant Barber was going to return the items and counsel Mackey on their next day of work. Incident report from Samantha Bailey. Bailey works for G4S, and on July 14, 2018, she was assigned to monitor the control room of the Charlotte County Jail. Aramark manager, Theodore Schlosser, who supplies the commissary items, notified her to keep an eye on commissary due to missing inventory. On July 15, 2018, she again was assigned to monitor the control room. During this time, she witnessed Mackey going into the commissary area, so she notified Lieutenant Barber and SGT Hardin, who were in the control room at the time. She observed Mackey on camera go into the secure commissary area, into a room out of the camera's view, then shortly after proceed back to the housing unit. She observed him removing items from his uniform and placing them in his desk. Theodore Schlosser's statement to Corporal Pale. On July 19, 2018, at 11:29 a.m., Corporal Pale met with Aramark manager Theodore Schlosser, hereinafter referred to as Schlosser, at the Charlotte County Jail in order to obtain a sworn recorded statement detailing his involvement in this case. Prior to the interview, Schlosser was placed under oath and the term perjury was discussed. Schlosser advised he was a manager for Aramark, the company that supplies the commissary items to the Charlotte County Jail. Schlosser reports to work at the Charlotte County Jail each workday, which is where the commissary items are stored in a secure area. Aramark employees are usually working in the commissary area Monday through Friday 5:45 a.m. to 7 or 8 p.m. On Saturdays, one employee works 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., unless they leave early. There are no employees on Sunday. In the past 2 to 3 months, Schlosser has noticed a large inventory discrepancy in Mounds and Starburst candy, and a lesser discrepancy of other items. Schlosser has sold individual candy bars directly to corrections officers in the past for $1 each, but was recently made aware he is not supposed to. He indicated he never sold candy to Mackey, nor made any arrangements with Mackey, but has witnessed him come into the commissary area for no reason while Schlosser was working. Mackey would come in almost every day, observe Schlosser, say hello, and then leave. Schlosser thought it was unusual for him to be in there so frequently for no apparent reason and not asking to buy any commissary items. On Saturday, July 15, 2018, Mackey came into the commissary area through a secured side door, which Schlosser thought was odd because, if he came to the main door, they would have let him in. Schlosser was concerned about who else was possibly coming in through the secure side door, so he brought it to the attention of G4S employee, Samantha Bailey, and asked her to monitor the commissary area while he was not there. Review of video surveillance. At approximately 2:16 p.m., Mackey is observed entering the commissary hallway. He walks to the door for the back entrance of commissary, which is an uncommon and less direct way into the area. He is observed going into the commissary area, into a room out of the view of the camera, then shortly after exiting the room out of view of the camera is where the loose commissary items are kept. He returns to his desk in the housing unit, and then at 2:38 p.m., is seen removing approximately 5 items from his uniform and placing them in his desk. John Mackey's statement to Corporal Pale and Corporal Jacob Hawkins. On July 18, 2018, Corporal Pale and Corporal Jacob Hawkins met with CDFC John Mackey at the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office headquarters in order to obtain a sworn recorded statement detailing his involvement in this case. Prior to the interview, Mackey was provided his Miranda warnings, placed under oath, and the term perjury was discussed. In his post-Miranda statement, Mackey told the detectives on Sunday, July 15, 2018, he went into commissary and grabbed some items I had no business taking. He believed the items were 4 packs of M&Ms and a Mounds bar. The incident occurred while he was on a break and he went into the commissary area before returning to his position. He went into the secured door to commissary by buzzing into the control room. He went to the third cell bay where the loose candy is kept on top of a bunk and took the items without paying for them. He exited from a different door that allowed him to exit without having to buzz the control room. He went back to his housing unit, took the items out of his uniform, and placed them in his desk drawer. He put them in his uniform because it made them easier to carry. A short time later, he was advised to respond to Corporal Kelly's office, which he did. Corporal Kelly asked him if he had a special arrangement with commissary, and he said no. He was asked why he took the candy and he said he did not know. He was requested to go back and get the candy, which he did. He then continued working the rest of his shift. Mackey could not provide a valid reason for taking the items. He said he was out of food and wanted a snack, even though he knew he could buy some from the vending machine. He was aware the commissary items belonged to the outside company, Aramark. When asked about other incidents, Mackey also admitted to taking a Starburst pack from the go-kart a couple of weeks prior, but nothing else. The go-kart is where commissary items are placed when being delivered to the housing units. Incident report from Captain Melissa Turney. On July 18, 2018, after Mackey's interview with Corporal Pale, he was placed on administrative leave. Captain Melissa Turney, hereinafter referred to as Captain Turney, completed an incident report relating what she observed when recovering Mackey's firearm from his locker. When Mackey opened his locker, Captain Turney observed approximately 10 to 20 individual bags of candy and chips. Mackey blocked Captain Turney's view and began putting items in his pockets, shirt, and lunch bag. He then left without saying anything to Captain Turney. John Mackey's second statement to Corporal Pale and Corporal Hawkins. On July 23, 2018, at 9:25 a.m., Corporal Pale and Corporal Hawkins met with Mackey at the Major Crimes Unit office in order to obtain an updated sworn recorded statement in this case. Prior to the interview, Mackey was provided his Miranda warnings, placed under oath, and the term perjury was discussed. Mackey advised when he went to clean out his locker with Captain Turney, he realized there was one package of M&Ms and a cupcake package inside. He said he freaked out and stuffed them into his pockets, then left. When he went home, he threw the items into the garbage. These items were taken from commissary during the same incident on Sunday, July 15, 2018. He had placed those 2 items inside his lunchbox instead of the desk drawer. He later put the items from his lunchbox into his locker. He denied there being any other items in the locker. Mackey advised he suffers from and, since coming back from military deployment in 2010, he has sugar cravings. He feels these sugar cravings are what caused him to take the items from commissary. He said he normally would drink soda, but his wife took them away so he would not drink them. He knew there was no one in commissary on Sunday, so it Would be easy for him to go and get some candy to satisfy his sugar craving. Corporal Pale confronted him about being on video carrying a soda around, and he did admit to buying a soda from the machine before the start of shift. Mackey advised he only had money for the soda and nothing else. 1. Employee. Sergeant Harden's statement to given to IA. On August 10, 2018 at 12:48 p.m., I met with Sergeant William Harden at the Charlotte County Jail in order to obtain a sworn recorded statement detailing his involvement in this case. Prior to the interview, Sergeant Harden was placed under oath and the term perjury was discussed. He also read and signed the confidentiality of internal investigation form. He advised he understood the form and did not have any questions regarding the context of it. Sergeant Harden advised on Sunday, July 15, 2018, he was working as an assistant watch commander, with Lieutenant Barber being the watch commander. They were in the control room at approximately 1:30 p.m., when G4S employee, Bailey, notified them of Mackey requesting to go back towards the commissary area. Bailey also told them about Theodore Schlosser asking her to watch the commissary area. Sergeant Harden witnessed Mackey go into the commissary area, into a cell, and then exit shortly after. Once back at the housing unit desk, he observed Mackey taking items out of his uniform and placing them in the desk. He went to Corporal Kelly's office and informed him of what he observed. They requested Mackey respond to Corporal Kelly's office. At the office, Mackey was explained what was observed and Mackey was requested to go back and retrieve the items. He did not hear Mackey make any admissions or statements. Sergeant Harden advised Lieutenant Barber was going to continue the investigation on their next work shift, when Schlosser would be working again. Sergeant Harden did not ask Mackey any questions. CDFC Nicholas Rizzi, hereinafter referred to as CDFC Rizzi, returned to Corporal Kelly's office with a manila envelope with a couple M&M packages and a couple candy bars. SGT. Harden secured the items in his desk until their next work shift, but LT Barber went in on their day off to return the items to Schlosser. Corporal Kelly's statement to given to IA. On August 10, 2018 at 1:06 p.m., I met with Corporal Austin Kelly at the Charlotte County Jail in order to obtain a sworn recorded statement detailing his involvement in this case. Prior to the interview, Corporal Kelly was placed under oath and the term perjury was discussed. He also read and signed the confidentiality of internal investigation form. He advised he understood the form and did not have any questions regarding the context of it. Corporal Kelly advised he was working either Saturday or Sunday when he received a phone call from Sergeant Harden wanting Mackey to come to the office. Sergeant Harden met with Corporal Kelly and explained the situation. CDFC Rizzi went and relieved Mackey, who responded to the office. Once at the office, Corporal Kelly explained what was observed on video and asked if Mackey had any arrangements with commissary. Mackey said he did not have any arrangements, so Corporal Kelly requested Mackey return the items. Mackey left the office, and CDFC Rizzi returned with a manila envelope containing 4 commissary items. Corporal Kelly indicated it was normal for employees to go back to commissary and buy items while the commissary workers are present, but was unusual for anyone to be back there when they were not working, or to take candy without paying for it. CDFC Rizzi's statement to given to IA. On August 10, 2018 at 1:18 p.m., I met with CDFC Nicholas Rizzi at the Charlotte County Jail in order to obtain a sworn recorded statement detailing his involvement in this case. Prior to the interview, CDFC Rizzi was placed under oath and the term perjury was discussed. He also read and signed the confidentiality of internal investigation form. He advised he understood the form and did not have any questions regarding the context of it. CDFC Razi advised he was working, but on a break, on Sunday, July 15, 2018, when Corporal Kelly requested an escort. CDFC Razi was asked to relieve Mackey and for Mackey to respond to Corporal Kelly's office. CDFC Razi relieved Mackey, but a short while later Mackey returned and said he messed up. He observed Mackey go into the top left drawer of the desk and place several items into a manila envelope. Mackey provided the envelope to CDFC Razi, and asked him to return the items to Corporal Kelly. CDFC Razi immediately returned the items. CDFC Razi did not put anything into the envelope or take anything out of the envelope. Conclusion. During the course of this investigation, I reviewed Corporal Pale's criminal investigation regarding the chain of events and all the details involved. Witness statements and incident reports were obtained from everyone involved. In addition, I have obtained and reviewed all other supporting information, along with Charlotte County Sheriff's Office General Order 3.50. The policy governing guidelines for appropriate conduct/disciplinary procedures. Based on the statements and reports provided by the witnesses, as well as CDFC John Mackey's admission, it is clear he violated policies and procedures in regards to violation of law. Aramark is an outside company, supplying commissary items at the Charlotte County Jail. The commissary items are within a secured location. Aramark personnel suspected commissary items were being stolen due to a large discrepancy in inventory, specifically with Mounds and Starbursts candy. The manager for Aramark, Theodore Schlosser, relayed the information to G4S employee, Samantha Bailey, who monitors the video surveillance cameras in the control room. Schlosser also indicated Mackey would frequently come into the commissary area. When Mackey realized Schlosser was working, he would say hello, and then leave. Schlosser advised this seemed unusual. On July 15, 2018, Bailey, Lieutenant Barber, and Sergeant Harden were in the control booth, monitoring the video surveillance cameras. They observed Mackey enter the secured commissary room alone, then exit after a brief period. He was observed going back to the pod where he was assigned and removing several items from within his uniform. The items were placed into the desk drawer. Mackey was confronted about the incident and the items were recovered. The items were a Mounds candy bar and 3 bags of M&Ms. Mackey admitted to obtaining the items from the commissary area and not paying for them. It was later learned one more bag of M&Ms and a package of cupcakes were also taken during this incident and placed into Mackey's lunchbox. During an interview with Corporal Pale, Mackey admitted he took all of the above items without paying for them and knowing they belonged to an outside company, Aramark. He advised he knew Sundays were easy to go and take candy because no one was working in the commissary area. Mackey also indicated he took a pack of Starburst from the commissary go-kart a few weeks prior. This investigator finds there is a preponderance of evidence to indicate CDFC John Mackey violated Charlotte County Sheriff's Office Manual GO #3.50 F.4.C.1, violation of law, and the charge is sustained. Mackey violated the above-mentioned policy by taking candy from Aramark without permission or payment on 2 separate occasions with intent to appropriate the property to his own use, therefore committing the misdemeanor criminal offense of petty theft, FSS 812.014, 3A. Mackey's actions were Deliberate and intentional at the time he committed the offense and afterwards. Mackey's intentions and actions were not in the accord with policy and the core values of the agency. I, the undersigned, do hereby swear, under penalty of perjury, to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief, I have not knowingly or willfully deprived, or allowed another to deprive, the subject of the investigation of any rights contained in SS 112.532 and 112.533, Florida Statutes. Jason Zakoish, Sergeant, Internal Affairs, Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. Redaction date, police use who may want to retaliate against him physically.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.